To get to the data log, find the bar graph on the top right of the check-in screen. By default, the data screen resets to the check-in screen every 30 seconds. For prolonged review of the data, choose this blue plus below the bar graph. Then choose to disable or increase the time on the automatic switch. Welcome to the data screen. On the top right of the Sensory Sentinel are the currently gathered variables for your system. This will update every second for each variable's gathered data in the current moment. From the left we see temperature, humidity, light, noise, and finally vibration. To the right of these is a running or stopped notification, which acts similarly to the run or stop highlighted buttons on the left. Similar to the check-in screen, the station ID, name of the system, and a date is displayed in the top center of this menu. Think of the ID like a serial number for the system. The name of the system can be changed to the room it is installed in, the activities it is meant to monitor, or any custom input. You can identify the station by its name and station ID within the Station Viewer program. And finally, the date, which will change depending on the date selected within the calendar menu on the bottom left. The focus of this screen will be the data graphs. These show all historical data collected by the Sensory Sentinel throughout its runtime. Threshold maximums and minimums are seen by dotted lines within these graphs. By default, these thresholds are based on the guide's recommendations and can be changed manually. If you select any of the variables on the left side of the graphs, you will open the Plot Options menu. This menu allows you to change the scale, visual threshold values, auto-scroll, grid lines, and temperature units, as well as change settings for the spectrum plots. We cover it in more detail in another video, but we recommend toggling automatic scrolling off for prolonged data analysis. To the top left of this menu is a row of magnifying glasses. The top left glass lets you zoom in on the graphs by pressing one side and dragging to the other. This will then zoom into the highlighted area you drag the selection through. The plus will zoom in and the minus will zoom out. The circle magnifying glass will zoom entirely out, showing a full 24-hour scale of the day's gathered data. On the right side of the data screen, you will see the highest, average, and lowest numbers from the gathered data. Also included is exceedances over or under thresholds. By default, the exceedances are set per species from the guide's recommendations of that species. On the bottom left is the calendar menu. If you want to inspect any previous days of the Sensory Sentinel's gathered data, you can simply choose the date in the calendar. If there is no data gathered for that day, a notice will pop up informing you that data is not available. Special notes below the calendar will show you what was in the special notes section of the check-in screen for that date. If you are in a previous day like we are and opened the special notes and nothing was inputted on that day, you'll see a blank text menu. If we switch to today's date and open special notes, we'll see the special notes we input in our check-in video. On the left side of the screen, we can see a column of buttons. Starting at the top, we have both run and stop. Pressing stop will halt data gathering so you can more closely examine the data or prepare the system to be moved to another location. You can see this by the current values on the top right displaying dashes and the bar graph halting. Pressing run will continue data logging. Pressing settings will open the processing settings menu and pause recording. From left to right are email alerts, noise and vibration, calibration, and the device menus. This is covered in more detail in our settings video. Species opens our included species database. From here, you can select which species you are going to be monitoring. Choosing a species will change the way our system gathers data, specifically tuning that species' senses based off of currently known research. We will choose mouse. This will switch us to the spectrum screen, showing us the system changes and hearing range of the animal we select. Pressing data log will bring us back to the data log screen we were just in, and check-in will switch us back to the check-in menu.